Steven, they forgot about the cameras and the fact that this is backstage of a WWE event.
What's the favorite opponent you've seen me face?
JBL in the I Quit match in 2005, Judgment Day. The best match of all time.
How did you get to watch that?
The 82-minute documentary was filmed in Toronto with a crew of 22 people. It took almost 4 years to produce, and it was launched on Amazon Prime last September. The nominees will be announced on January 22nd in Los Angeles. Hergott is hopeful that his documentary will be selected. Carol Charles, CTV News.
That's a great local news story. Keep it here on CP24. As always, thank you for watching. We got your top stories straight ahead.
We're going to be playing the EU All-Stars.
This EU team is spectacular.
Players here are overrated.
We are not scared of them.
Hear that, Scherzi?
My trainer calls this a light warm-up. I call it proof that my secret aluminum-free deodorant works. It has powerful ingredients that fight odor-causing bacteria for all-day protection. I might question my life choices mid-plank, but never my deodorant. Secret.
Leo's working hard, growing. Pampers is working hard, keeping him dry. Only Pampers Swaddlers has a Keep Dry liner to keep him comfortably dry. Pampers, behind every baby.
Good to see you. Coffee, beans? With or without caffeine?
Gladly, both. Freshly ground, not capsule, with 2 grinders for 2 different coffee varieties. The J8 Twin from Jura.
Having a new grandson in the family, it's important to keep my health in check.
Doing a whole body MRI gave me a whole comprehensive picture. They looked at my brain, my neck, my spine.
MRI has no radiation. This is the least invasive way to go about doing it. If you wait for things to happen, you might be too late.
I did this whole body MRI. If I was able to catch something, it could extend my life. I'm very healthy, and I know it.
To book your scan, visit wholebodymri.ca today, because peace of mind is just a scan away.
People think you have to sign back a severance offer by a deadline. EmploymentLawyer.ca says that is a myth. Deadlines are used as a pressure tactic. Make sure the offer is fair before you sign. Always check with the employment lawyer first at EmploymentLawyer.ca.
You know your parents' story. Deep snow, uphill both ways, just to get to school. Lucky for your kids, you drive a Jeep. This year, tackle the snow with advanced 4x4 systems which adapt to any winter road. Uphill or not. It's the Jeep 4x4 Winter Event. And right now, get 0% financing for 72 months on both the 2025 Jeep Compass and 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
We Will Rock You, the worldwide smash hit musical, is now rocking Toronto's CAA Ed Mervish Theatre. Featuring 25 of Queen's greatest hits. We Will Rock You is more than a title, it's a promise. Extended by popular demand, now through January 18th only. Get tickets at Mervish.com.
How's my little champ doing? Let's put that cough to bed.
Yes, please.
NyQuil Hot Remedy provides relief so you can sleep. NyQuil Hot Remedy, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing so you can sleep medicine.
Scarborough. It's always us fighting an uphill battle, solving problems no one else faces, and doing it all in over 20 languages. Donate at lovescarborough.ca.
It's the final weekend of Leon's Boxing Week sale. Save up to 50% on select furniture and save up to 50% off on select mattresses. Plus, it's your last chance to get Boxing Day prices on TVs. It's the final weekend of Leon's Boxing Week sale. Don't miss it.
We don't like our regime. We don't want them.
They need
our support, and also if other countries can help with them, why not?
From Tehran to Toronto, solidarity rallies in the GTA as more and more people take to the streets demanding change in Iran. Latest update, over 500 have been killed or feared dead. We'll break down what we know. A 21-year-old man has been arrested after a stabbing that allegedly started with the request of a cigarette outside of a fast food joint on the Danforth. And a new study suggests thousands of restaurants could be closing in the GTA and Canada nationwide because of changing consumer habits and prices climbing. We'll break that down in moments. But first, you're watching CP24. I'm Andrew Brennan. Thank you, of course, for joining us. As the protests continue in Iran nightly, now for a fortnight, rallies are now being held here in the GTA, a show of support for this growing uprising, calling finally for regime change in Iran. CTV's Rahim Ladani has more on this escalating conflict.
All of people in Iran killed from government cruel. They are cruel. Help me, please.
An agonizing plea for the world to help. Demonstrators in Toronto's Little Iran district are waving flags, showing solidarity with the Iranian people, many of whom are nervous about their own families still living there and cannot get in touch with.
They cut off the phones, internet, even the landline. So, I mean, they cannot call each other and we cannot. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know anything about my mom, my sister, my niece.
The Iranian government's communications blackout continues as protesters flood the streets for the 14th night in a row. The country's supreme leader is threatening to expand the crackdown, while activists on the ground say more than 500 people have been killed.
The uprising is going to escalate, is going to become more ferocious, and I think the repressive tactics of the regime cannot work.
The unrest first began in response to rampant inflation, but has quickly evolved into calls for a regime change, which has governed since the 1979 Islamic Revolution. As chaos unfolds, U.S. President Donald Trump is delivering a warning to Iran.
If they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved. We'll be hitting them very hard where it hurts.
Iran is responding to those threats, saying if the United States were to strike, the U.S. and Israel would be legitimate targets of the Islamic Republic.
The United States has got to think twice about what they do and what effect they expect to achieve. There's no way they can go in there and do what they did in Venezuela, is to take out the leader.
Hey, ho, ho, Islamic regime must go!
Back in Toronto, the Iranian diaspora is also gathering in Nathan Phillips Square, with growing calls for international support.
If the West and the rest don't support the Ayatollahs, they would be the end of it.
Woman life freedom for now, forever, woman life freedom.
Hoping for safety, security, and change. Rahim Ladani, CTV News.
Turning now to the Danforth, a man has been arrested after a stabbing at a fast food joint. It happened yesterday around 4 p.m. According to police, though, it all started as a victim was approached by a suspect allegedly demanding a cigarette. And as the victim tried to walk away, police say that he was stabbed. A man in his 60s now hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. We're told by police sometime later that same suspect allegedly stole several items from a nearby store. 21-year-old Lamarana Diallo is now facing several charges, including assault causing bodily harm. Turning now to Hamilton, a man has been arrested after quantities of drugs and money were seized by police, not Hamilton police, Waterloo Regional Police, saying that they executed these search warrants at locations in Hamilton amid an investigation focusing on stolen vehicle components dating back to last month. According to investigators, they found a lot of suspected methamphetamine, fentanyl, cocaine, and significant amounts of cash and stolen vehicle components. A 32-year-old man from Hamilton has been arrested and charged. All right, we have a photo that we're hoping you can look at and maybe find who this person is and where they are. This missing young 15-year-old being sought by police. They've now been missing for more than a day. Lucas hasn't been seen since around 10 in the morning near Marley and Lawrence Avenue in the old city of York. They are described as 5'3", 110 pounds, thin build, long brown wavy hair, and Lucas last had on a black Canada Goose coat and black pants. Again, check this photo out. If you recognize this young person, police are hoping you'll give them a call so they can get Lucas home to their family. A man has been arrested for allegedly stealing a delivery van in the East End back in October. Police now telling us that 51-year-old Farshad Baghiri, who is photographed in this handout from police, was the person who stole a white cargo van in the area of Danforth and Jones back on October 4th. That vehicle was parked at the time, we're told, as a driver was making a delivery. That same vehicle found a short time later abandoned. Baghiri now faces several charges, including theft of a motor vehicle. The new year has brought a sense of relief and vindication for one Ontario woman who's faced years of humiliation online. But experts say that her path to justice is not going to be the same for many other victims of digital harassment. Andrew Johnson has her story.
Almost every day for 2 years, Kim Bowie and her Sudbury, Ontario business were the targets of vicious attacks on social media.
I would not want anyone will ever have to go through what I went through.
Across the world, Bowie has something in common with the First Lady of France. Brigitte Macron endured years of false conspiracy theories surrounding her gender and sexuality, including allegations the mother of 3 was born a male. On Monday, a Paris court found 10 people guilty of cyberbullying Macron. Their punishments range from awareness training to 8-month suspended prison sentences. In Sudbury, Bowie sued for damages. She and another victim have now been awarded $1.5 million. But despite these fresh examples of the courts delivering a measure of justice, one tech strategist and lawyer says when it comes to trying to fight online harassment, that is not the norm.
I need to emphasize the fact that it is very rare. Unfortunately, when it comes to these types of matters, they're extremely complex.
Adding civil lawsuits related to online defamation have a very low success rate. In criminal cases, police may hit jurisdictional roadblocks tracking out-of-country IP addresses and sourcing data from social media platforms. The best advice if you're being targeted:
you want to preserve the evidence. Secondly, you want to connect with the platform. There's something called a takedown request to potentially take down the type of defamatory material that may be there. If you know the individual, you may want to send them a cease and desist letter.
And if you can, contact a lawyer. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
Keep it here on CP24. When we come back, we'll tell you what's at stake as the Prime Minister heads to China.
He's got the ball with the game on the line. He's at the 30, and he tripped!
You see that? That's me. I'm a random.
She's definitely off her pace today.
I'm the twist, the chaos,
The 3 is up.
the big script flipper.
Good.
I make sure anything that could happen will happen.
Oh, and he's taken his eye off the ball.
So before you bet more than you can afford to lose, remember, random is always in play.
Old Spice Swagger's freshness makes me smell good, so Coach thinks I'm slacking. So I took my Old Spice, worked very hard, and became the best player ever. Sometimes, a man must overcompensate for his freshness.
Downy Light adds a subtle, fresh scent to your wash. It doesn't overwhelm, like...
It's Maple Bacon Musk.
Downy Light is a balanced, nature-inspired scent that's gentle on skin to breathe life into your laundry.
Looking for a smarter way to mop? Try the Swiffer Power Mop. An all-in-one cleaning tool with a 360-degree swivel head that goes places a regular mop just can't. Swiffer Power Mop. Love it or your money back.
It's your last chance for Boxing Week prices at the Brick. Save over $600 and this modern sofa is just $899. And this Samsung 75-inch 4K Smart TV is only $999. The Brick, saving you more.
We don't like our regime. We don't want them.
They need our support, and also if other countries can help with them, why not?
Protesters in the streets in Iran nightly, now seeing solidarity rallies across the world, including here in the GTA. A 21-year-old man has been arrested after a stabbing believed to have started over a cigarette. And it's not an easy time to start a restaurant, and according to new stats, thousands of restaurants could be closing this year with consumers changing habits and prices climbing. We're going to look into that and more here on CP24. Details anytime at CP24.com. Okay, it is one of our top stories, and let's break it down a little further. The high cost of living has changed a lot of people's habits, including dining out a lot less.
Your bottom line gets smaller and smaller. You want to raise your prices, so you take a chance and scare people away. I'm not one to do that.
I probably plan on eating out less. It's gotten really expensive. It's nice to go once in a while, though.
I would say probably about the same, but spending less. Looking for cafes rather than full restaurants, looking for snacks rather than full meal.
So that's some perspectives coming from restaurant owners and patrons. The study coming out of Dalhousie University's Agri-Food Analytics Lab shows that a net loss of 4,000 restaurants is forecasted for Canada this year, after a loss of roughly 7,000 net in 2025. So this is the picture you're seeing across the country. But in Toronto, we have a few things particular to think about. It's harder here, potentially. FIFA World Cup's coming to town. Is that an opportunity? Well, let's bring in Benjamin Daniel Berdoliak. We appreciate your time, sir. You're the GM of Petros 82, which, by the way, I wanted to say appreciate your time. And I also appreciate, just as we're getting into this interview, it must be hard to work in service and work in the industry already. Is it harder now?
Well, thank you so much for having me. It is hard. So as we know, as it was mentioned, people are spending less. But to be perfectly honest with you, our restaurant Petros 82, it's located in the heart of the entertainment district. So we are blessed with the fact that we have a Princess of Wales Theatre and the Roy Thompson Hall on walking distance from our restaurant. But it is much harder than it was, that's for sure.
And thinking, Benjamin, about your neighborhood, there's been a lot of talk about people coming back to the office and lunch specials and potentially other ways that you could be taking advantage of opportunities there. There's the downtown has even changed. As much as you may be blessed with where you are, I'm guessing that this is obviously there's a continuous game here where you're trying to see what's the next way of either getting ahead or trying to keep things keep business going. Is that a wrong impression, or is that just a hustle mentality?
No, 100%. We are trying to do what we can. So we are trying to bring people back to downtown, to the core of Toronto. For the restaurants like Petros 82, being in the heart of Toronto Entertainment District is a huge advantage, and also the FIFA World Cup that you mentioned. That this is where people already come together, celebrate, watch major events. That's what we want from the restaurants. The big problem for downtown right now is definitely ongoing constructions, traffic, parking issues. And it's definitely harder for the guests to get to downtown. And that's the huge challenge for our industry. And that's the reason why the World Cup is so important to us.
So just thinking a little bit about the World Cup and also about challenges downtown. Maybe during the World Cup we don't have to worry this year like years past when it's in Europe or whatever, that you don't necessarily have to be worrying about getting an 8 a.m. permit for alcohol sales. But do you think there's things that the city could do right now to help businesses like yours ahead of the World Cup?
Well, definitely, regulation of the traffic and parking regulation, that's a huge issue. We know a lot of spots that our guests tells us that cars are just sitting and no one is moving them for months. And that's the huge issue for the people coming downtown. Also, what's big for us regarding the FIFA is that we show Toronto as vibrant space, and also, that together with the World Cup and people who are coming, that Toronto comes that we showcase Toronto's food scene to the worldwide audience, that this is not just a short-term sale, that this can translate to the repeat visits of the long-term tourism at the end of the day.
Benjamin, just as we have a minute or so left, one last question I'm thinking about right now is you talked about how lucky you are with the neighborhood you're in. Maybe your patrons are feeling it a little less when they're still able to go to the theater on occasion. But are you seeing people cutting back on the amount of times they're going out at places like Petros 82, or are you seeing, because of the location, it's a little bit different?
Well, people for sure, they are cutting down on the time, and they're looking for the happy hour. They're looking for the discounts. They're looking for the promotion. I feel like people don't want any more three-course meals. They want small appetizers. They want to try different things, just to experience different cuisine multiple times a week for a reasonable amount of money.
Well, one thing I learned living in Quebec for all that time is their happy hour is 2 hours. It's a 5 set. So I always thought that that's something we could carry over here. But yeah, we'll work on that maybe another day, sir.
100%.
Benjamin Daniel Verdoliak is the GM of Petros 82. We appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening.
Oh, we're going to do our best, and you as well. And just as we are going from talking about restaurants, one place you don't want to bring your pets is a restaurant. Please don't do that. The province is considering new regulations, though, on banning some procedures that animal experts have said are medically unnecessary, often cruel. These proposals that are outlined in this change some of the things